Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Today, we're going to tackle the most important part of business English communication, small talk. Small talk plays a massive role in developing rapport and relationships in business English, yet it's so difficult for so many. Today in this video, we're going to tackle my 5 top tips to improve your small talk in business English. I get it. I live in Spain. Spanish is not my native language. I really struggle with small talk in Spanish. So these tips have helped me doing small talk in Spanish in business situations. And it's also been the same tips which I've given my students over the years, and it's really helped them. So let's jump right into my top tips for improving your small talk in business English. What I'm going to do is I'm going to include lots of phrases, lots of tips, lots of vocabulary, and at the end of the video, you can go down to the comments and you can download a PDF with all of that in there. So you have something you can study and use afterwards. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Melissa B. Duarte. I'm the author of the Global Business English Mastery Series. Okay, let's jump right in. Okay, the first tip I have is ask questions. People love talking about themselves, so ask questions. They don't have to be deep questions. They can just be surfacey questions. So you can say, what did you get up to over the weekend? How has your week been so far? Did you catch the game last night? Did you visit anywhere interesting over the weekend? Do you have any plans for the next holidays coming up? So people like to talk about themselves, and just by asking a simple question, they'll answer it, and they'll probably then throw that question back to you and ask you the same question. So that does develop and start quite a healthy, strong conversation. Okay, tip number 2 is a little bit more involved. This is something you're already going to have in your native language. So this is safe topics. Most countries, most languages, we have safe topics. We want to avoid talking about religion or politics or money or health in a business setting. It's just a little bit too personal. So we tend to stick around safe topics. Now, of course, safe topic is, I know you're thinking about it, weather. I know this sounds like a cliche. It is a cliche, but it works. For some reason in English, we love talking about the weather, and we love complaining about the weather. We love talking about our excitement for the change in weather. One thing you can say though is, instead of saying, oh, it sure has a lot of rain today, or boy, is it hot. Instead of saying that, you can say something a little bit different. And you can say, oh, it's starting to feel like spring. It's starting to feel like summer. It's starting to feel like winter. And by saying that, you kind of take the emphasis off weather, which is a boring topic, I know. And then when you say, oh, it's starting to feel like summer, that person could say, oh, yes, I can't wait to get out fishing, or I'm looking forward to hitting the golf course. So this is kind of a nice way to talk about weather without really talking about the weather. You're talking about the seasons. And people tend to talk more about seasons and activities they like to do, or when they're happy to see a season behind them. Next one is travel plans or holidays. This is a great one. Again, people like to talk about themselves. So if it is Monday or Tuesday of the week, you can say, what did you get up to over the weekend? Or if it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, what are you getting up to this coming weekend? So up to just means doing. So what did you do last weekend? What did you get up to last weekend? Or what are you doing? What are you getting up to this weekend? And that means the weekend in front of you from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That means the next Saturday, Sunday. This is great. So this is, if it's a long weekend or a bank holiday, so you have a 3-day weekend, this is great. People tend to have more plans. Or you can ask them about if they've been on holiday recently, or if you're planning a holiday, oh, I'm heading over to Dubai. Have you ever been there? I'd love to, pick your brain about places to go. Pick your brain means get advice from someone and get their expertise on a topic. Again, I'll put all this vocabulary in the PDF, which will be in the comments. Another great one, which is my favorite topic in the world, food. People love talking about food. So instead of the typical ones like weekend and weather, if you talk about food, a lot of people are quite happy to share with you their thoughts and feelings. So, oh, have you been to the new cafe that just opened up around the corner? Or if you're working with a global teams, oh, this is where you work. I've never experienced Argentinian steak before. I'd love to try it. Or if someone's in a different country from you, oh, I heard a great Michelin star restaurant opened up in your city. So you can kind of open the topic about food quite easily with most people, and most people are happy to share. And again, depending on the time of day, you can say, oh, I can't wait to have dinner. Have you eaten yet in your time zone? And that's kind of nice and friendly and a very safe topic. The very last one of the safe topic list is light entertainment. This is series, movies, sporting events, entertainment. So if there's a big concert touring through someone's city or your city, you can mention it. If there's a big sporting event happening, oh, are you going to catch the big game? Or did you catch the big game last weekend? Or again, if there's a very popular series on the streaming service, oh, have you been watching this? I've really enjoyed this. And then even if people haven't been watching it, they'll probably say no, and then they'll probably continue with what they have been watching. And then that can build a conversation from there. Okay, the next one we have here, tip number 3, seems a little counterintuitive to small talk, but it's preparation. The same way you would prepare to give a speech or a TED Talk or a presentation, having some go-to ready phrases really helps you in the world of small talk. So these are things that you're going to kind of write down beforehand, and you're going to study them and write them down. Just so when you do go into a situation, when you log into an online platform and you're talking with your teams and your global colleagues, you have something you can say. This is actually really easy to do if you're meeting online. You just get a post-it note, and you write down some of these phrases, you pop them next to your camera. And so then you can just kind of read it or practice it within the meeting. If it's real life, well, you can't pull out a post-it note. You have to memorize these. So in real life, you want to practice these at home. This is nice to have a go-to ready phrase, because even if your English is not perfect, I mean, if you're watching this video, you're probably upper intermediate to advanced. So you may make some grammar mistakes. You may make some mistakes with vocabulary, but these go-to ready phrases, you can practice them, you can study them, and you can have them perfect. So at least these will be grammatically correct, and your vocabulary will be strong. So some good ones are, I can't believe it's already Thursday, or I can't believe it's already Friday. This means, wow, the week went by really quickly. And by saying, I can't believe it's already Thursday, the person's going to reply with, oh, yes, this week has flown by. It's been so busy. And they'll probably fill you in on what they've been working on. Or they can say, oh, this week has been so slow. I can't believe it's only Thursday. And then they'll fill you in on what they've been doing or why it's a slow week for them. So that's a nice one. Another one is, oh, with the weather again. And you can say, I'm so glad the sun's out today. It really makes a difference. And this is just commenting on the weather, but saying, I'm so glad the sun's out today. It really makes a difference, meaning, oh, my spirits are lifted because there's sun around. Or again, if you're meeting with global teams, do you have sun where you are? What's the weather like where you are? And this is quite nice. Again, it will open a conversation. Another one is, well, this is kind of complaining, but we do complain. People complain. So you can just say, oh, I've been so busy this week. How about you? And that's all you have to say. And so you're just saying, I've been busy this week. And what about you? And they're going to fill you in on if they've been busy or not. And if they have been busy, they're going to fill you in on what they've been doing. And you can kind of have a little back and forth conversation talking about, complaining about being busy. And then again, back to the weekend. Any plans for the weekend? That's all you have to say. That's it. Any plans for the weekend? And then they're going to come back with their plans. They're going to tell you their plans, and then in turn, they will ask you your plans. Okay, moving right along, we're on tip number 4, and this is listening. Anyone who knows anything about conversations and building relationships, you know that listening is a huge part of communication. But here we're not really listening, we're listening for openings. So openings in a conversation that someone is hoping to speak more on a topic. So for example, like small talk is like a dance. You don't have to lead, it's a little back and forth. So listen and join in when it's natural. So if you see someone come into the office or in a team meeting online and they said, oh, I didn't sleep well last night. Well, they're communicating. They said that sentence. Therefore, they want someone to hear them, and which means they want someone to reply. So, oh, sorry, it was a rough night. I hope today's not too busy for you. Or again, you can see someone in the break room pouring their third cup of coffee for the day. And you can say, wow, looks like you didn't sleep very much. How you doing today? Is your day pretty busy? So just commenting on what people are talking about. Again, someone can say, oh, I can't wait for my vacation. Well, why are they saying that? They're saying it because they want someone to ask them about their vacation. So, oh, I can't wait for my vacation. Oh, wow, where are you going? Sounds interesting. And that starts to get the conversation going. By responding to what people say, it shows you're present, it shows you're polite, it shows you're ready to connect and build relationships and build rapport. So anytime anyone says something like that, like, oh, I've been so busy, I can't believe it's Friday, oh, I can't wait for my vacation, use that as an opportunity to stretch that conversation a little bit longer. Okay, we've made it through here to tip number 5. And tip number 5 is my favorite. Personality. Personality, personality, personality. Personality goes a long way in business English. It truly does. So often we focus on facts and data and qualifications and perfect grammar and perfect language, but truly to have someone who expresses themselves, who has a smile on their face, who makes you feel comfortable, who seems like they're enjoying conversation means everything. 10 times out of 10, a native English speaker will prefer to speak with someone with lower level vocabulary, lower level grammar, but a smile on their face than someone who has perfect English, but they have a stone cold face. I mean, it's just facts. So here's the truth. You just don't have to have perfect English. Don't feel nervous about your English. Just go out there, relax, and smile. Smiling is so important. That guy in the photo there, that's my husband. He has a great, genuine smile. And that's why I put him in there. But it's so true that just a nice smile just makes people feel comfortable, makes people feel that you're friendly and open for communicating with them. So don't get too nervous about your English. Don't feel bad about your English. You're communicating, you're working in English, you're interviewing in English. It's amazing. Put a smile on your face and, even just fake it until you make it. Even if inside you're very nervous and sweating, on the outside, put that smile on. It's going to make people more relaxed around you. It's going to make you more relaxed as well. So these are my 5 tips for improving your small talk in English. I truly hope these tips have been useful for you and you're able to use them. Again, they've worked for me, they've worked for my students, and everyone's different, but hopefully you can take a few of these and implement them in your next online meeting, your next face-to-face conversation, your next interview, and you're able to use some of these phrases and tips to make small talk a little bit easier for you. Again, in the comments, I'm going to put all the phrases and vocabulary that I used and the summary of all these tips, and you can click on the PDF and download it. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please, I encourage you to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm new to YouTube and it really helps me grow. And let me know in the comments other parts of business English that you'd like me to explore and make a video on. Thanks again for watching.